Welcome to Pause and Play. I'm Jessica. This is your pocket companion, a place to pause, to play, and to find your way back home to yourself. You don't have to do anything, just be here. Guidepost 28. Use my voice. Speaking truth with courage, clarity, and compassion. Your voice is powerful, not because it's perfect, but because it's yours. Sit upright, place one hand on your throat and one hand on your heart. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. I honor my voice. I speak with love. Feel the vibration of your truth resonating inside you. Use my voice, not to shout over others, but to stand in truth, not to dominate, but to declare. Your voice is not just sound, it's presence, power, and purpose. When you speak with integrity, you give others permission to do the same. Many of us were taught to shrink, silence, or shapeshift, but your truth matters. Your voice is part of your becoming. This mantra is an invitation to stop hiding, to speak with clarity, to let your presence ripple out. Using your voice doesn't mean yelling, it just means being real. Personal story. For much of my life, I softened my voice to make others feel comfortable. As a recovering people pleaser and perfectionist, I learned early to be agreeable, to avoid conflict, to stay small. I didn't want to upset anyone, and I feared being misunderstood, rejected, or being labeled as too much. So I edited myself. I swallowed my needs, smoothed the edges of truth to preserve peace, but eventually the silence became too loud. After my divorce, in the quiet of single parenthood, I began to feel the weight of all I had left unsaid. I was rebuilding my life from scratch, and I realized if I didn't begin to speak up for myself, no one else would. My needs mattered. My dreams matter. My boundaries matter. My voice matters. One evening, I found myself sitting in a circle of women. We were gathered to share stories, hold space for one another. When it came time for me to speak, I hesitated. My heart pounded. The same old fears rose up. What if they don't get it? What if I say the wrong thing? What if they see too much? But I took a breath, placed my hand over my heart, and spoke anyway. I shared what was real, not polished, not perfectly worded, just true. And, of course, something shifted. I wasn't rejected. I didn't crumble. I was met with softness, nods, understanding, a few quiet tears, a feeling of me too. And that moment changed me. I realized the power of my voice, not just in what I was saying, but in choosing to say it at all. Since then, I've practiced using my voice in small ways and in big ways. Naming my needs before resentment builds, setting boundaries with clarity and care, speaking up in difficult conversations, advocating for my children, for my dreams, and for myself. It hasn't always been easy. My voice still shakes sometimes. I still second guess myself, but I keep choosing truth over silence because every time I speak up, I come home to myself a little more. My voice isn't something I use to overpower. It's something I use to connect, to repair, to reveal, to reclaim. It's an instrument of love, clarity, and courage. And every time I choose to use it, I remind myself and others that we are worthy of being heard. I speak not to be loud, but to be real, not to control, but to connect, not to prove anything, but to belong to myself. Soft, strong, true, that's the voice I trust now. Science meets soul. We silence ourselves out of fear, shame, or conditioning. Our nervous system registers disconnection and threat. Using our voice in safe, supported contexts helps restore agency and actually self-regulation. The vagus nerve connects through the throat. Speaking truth literally supports nervous system health. Your voice is a portal to presence, power, and healing. Using your voice is how you draw boundaries, how you share needs, how you tell your story, how you make space for changes. When you speak truthfully, you're open to authenticity in yourself and in others. You were not born to be silent. You were born to be heard. Try this. Daily practices. Say your name out loud and affirm your worth. Practice stating your needs clearly and kindly. Write and speak a daily affirmation. Use your voice to advocate for someone else. Record yourself reading something meaningful aloud. Sing in the shower or car to open your vocal channel. Reflect on a time when you felt silenced and name what you wish you had said. Speak your boundaries with compassion. Tell your story in a safe, supportive space. Use I statements to express your emotions. Try voice journaling. Talk out loud instead of writing. Make a voice memo to your future self. Share one truth with someone you trust. Join a group where voices are heard equally. Use your voice for joy, not just justice. Pause prompts. What have I been afraid to say? When do I feel most free to speak? What does my voice sound like when I'm grounded? Where have I silenced myself to feel safe? What truths am I ready to speak? What keeps me from using my voice? When do I feel listened to? And what helps? What messages have I internalized about being too much or not enough? What does speaking with love mean to me? How does my body respond when I speak up? What does using my voice for myself look like? What stories live in my throat? What happens when I stay silent? What happens when I speak? How can I build more safety around expressing myself? Your voice is sacred. When you pause before you speak, you choose presence over performance. In that pause, you decide to speak with care, not just to react. And that's where your power lives. Let your truth arise from that quiet strength. Play prompts. Record a voice note to a friend with a favorite memory. Recite a poem or quote you love with emotion. Doodle sound waves or what your voice feels like. Make a voice collage of words that resonate with you. Sing or chant a phrase that brings you peace. Tell a story aloud, as if around a campfire. Write your I believe list and read it out loud. Create a character with a bold voice, then perform it. Act out a dialogue when you speak your truth. Play with tone, volume, and rhythm as creative expression. Host a mini open mic with friends or family. Narrate your day as a form of playful presence. Practice reading children's books with dramatic flair. Use a mirror to practice saying what you need. Draw your voice as a creature, color, or shape. Your voice doesn't have to be serious to be sacred. When you play with it freely and joyfully, you're reclaiming it. You soften fear and let expression be fun again. Play reminds you that your voice belongs to you. Integration. Start a morning voice ritual. Speak an intention. Reflect on your own communication patterns. Role play expressing your needs or your truth. Keep a things I said that mattered journal. Practice speaking without apologizing for your existence. Pair breath work with vocal toning. Honor the cultural or ancestral power of your voice. Explore voice through writing, song, movement, and even silence. Speak up in a meeting or group, even briefly. Celebrate one moment each week when you used your voice. Let others speak and listen deeply. Share your voice in a way that aligns with your values. Create a mantra unique to your current truth. Remember, speaking up includes saying no. Using your voice is a form of self-trust. Every time you speak honestly, you say, I matter. My presence matters. You don't have to shout to be heard. You just have to show up. Let your voice be your anchor, your offering, your home. Art therapy prompts. Draw your throat chakra and fill it with words. Paint what it feels like to be heard. Illustrate your inner voice. Collage empowering phrases that reflect your truth. Create a visual mantra card. Doodle sound, spirals, waves, vibrations. Make a zine called What I Want to Say. Use magazine cutouts to form a bold statement. Sculpt a symbol for your voice. Draw yourself speaking your truth with radiance. Collage past silences and future declarations. Paint a door opening at your throat. Illustrate the ripple effect of one brave sentence. Trace your face and fill it with messages you believe in. Make a visual altar to your expressive self. Space for personal exploration. Journal prompt, what have I been holding in that wants to be spoken? Doodle prompt, draw a sound that brings you peace. Collage prompt, create a visual story of your journey to using your voice. I use my voice with clarity and care. My truth matters. This affirmation is a reclamation. It honors the strength of your expression and the right to be heard. Speak up, speak out, speak in alignment with your soul. Quote, there's no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. Maya Angelou. Final thought, your voice is not too much. It's not too loud. It's not too quiet. It's exactly what the world needs, spoken in your tone, your rhythm, and in your way. Let it rise. Let it rest. Let it be yours. Community invitation. What does using your voice look like in your life right now? Where have you been brave in your truth? What are you still learning to say? Share your story and let's create a space where every voice is valued. Before you go, I want to recognize what you just did. You showed up, you stayed, and you allowed yourself to consider the power of your voice. Today, you practiced expression, and in doing that, you honored your truth. You loved yourself by allowing yourself to be heard. And every time you do that, your nervous system learns that your voice does not create danger. It creates alignment. You are leaving this episode differently than when you arrived, because now there is a part of you that speaks a little sooner. And I want you to know, I see you. Carry this with you. Your voice matters. I'll meet you here again soon. Pause and play.